everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm outside Stamford Bridge with Nina. Nina, I mean, look, we're singing and dancing about scoring a goal, but we won a game as well, Nina. I mean, we're so happy. It's almost embarrassing, but we've got to be shameless in days like today.
Oh, I'm shamelessly happy today, Alex. Honestly, I don't care where we are in the league at the moment. Tonight was a different game. It was a cup game. It was against strong opposition as well. We beat Brighton, okay? I don't care now, you can't hold us to just beating Luton. We beat Brighton tonight.
They're third in the table.
Exactly, and they didn't put out a weak team, I don't think. They had their top goal scorers out there against us tonight, and the score was 1-0. We scored and we kept a clean sheet. So honestly, when we scored, Alex, me and Charlie looked at each other. I was like, I don't know how to celebrate right now. Like, what do we do? And you saw how much it meant to Jackson. You saw how much it meant to the team. And yeah, Jackson wasn't brilliant all night, but when the opportunity was there, he put the chance away. And that's what it's been about all these past couple games. We've been creating those chances. They just haven't been put away. But tonight, when it mattered, it was put away. Interesting lineup. We rested some of our first teamers tonight. So not only did we go out and beat a strong Brighton team, but we did it with players that we're experimenting with, trying out. Your likes of Ian Maatson, your Mudricks, your Cole Palmers who have just come in, and they did a brilliant job, I'd say, on the most part. My man of the match today has got to be Cole Palmer. He was absolutely spot on, retrieving balls where he lost them, playmaking at his finest. When he was driving the ball in the first half, at times I felt sorry for him because everyone was behind the ball in the first half. It was a bit slow, no one getting up there, and it kind of just ended up, you know, in our back line again. But, you know, he was looking for his options time and time again, and then at the end, it proved right. He got that assist. It was a great assist. It was very well timed. He's composed, so I see a baller in Cole Palmer. Start him in the next couple games. Start him in the Prem. He's familiar. He's played in a good City side. Let him start. Pochettino, if Cole Palmer didn't prove to you tonight that there is a player in him, I don't know when it did.
I mean, it's interesting as well because we've almost been making excuses saying, well, Nkunku got injured, Chukwuemeka came in and was brilliant for a couple of games, and now he's injured.
Yeah.
But we've got Cole Palmer who stepped into that void. So when those other two players do come back, I mean, there's going to be a real positive solution for Pochettino to try and find.
Absolutely, and then that means we've got depth, finally. You don't have to look at your options and play players out their positions. You've got depth there. There's no need for an Enzo to be played as a number 10 anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a number 10 in Cole Palmer. Play him there. When Nkunku gets back, then great, we'll wait for that day. But until that day, let Palmer play there and let's get the best out of them. That's how Poch gets the best out of those players, playing them in those positions. So yeah, brilliant play. I thought Maatson did a great job holding the ball up where he could and, you know, protecting it at times. Yeah, got pushed off the ball, but that again comes with experience. He waited for his opportunity to start and then he did. I mean, Poch rested 3 left backs last game and decided to throw them all in the game, but clearly it worked. And, you know, the substitutions were done in the right time. He brought on players to kill off the game when we needed to, and it worked. You know, you brought your Enzos and your Gallaghers and your Sterlings, took out the players, the younger players, and maybe I wouldn't have brought Mudryk off. I would have just let him play the rest of the game, but I'm not complaining. It worked. We kept it, and even when the ref was not on our side and was consistently giving away decisions that weren't in our favour, we still didn't crack under that pressure, kept the game in control, and even in that last kind of 7 minutes of added time where the pressure was really on, we didn't crack. And yeah, so no, I'm going to take all the positives away from this game. Yeah, the first half wasn't perfect, a lot of work to be done. I think Brighton were wasteful with some of the opportunities that Sanchez gifted them. There was 2 clear opportunities that I think Joao Pedro could have put away, and Ansu Fati as well, but they didn't, and fair enough. And you know what? We deserve to be happy tonight. We deserve this win, and yeah, we did a great job at keeping it 1-0 till the very end.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I was giving Sanchez so much praise for his distribution, and his distribution was shocking tonight. But when he did give the ball away, he managed to make the save, still kept a clean sheet. I mean, is it a sense of we need to just let him settle in a little bit more? Because I know you were a little bit pessimistic against West Ham, and then we all came back, obviously played against Aston Villa, who was very good.
Yep.
Is it a case of just being rigid and not rotating too much in that keeping position, or would you like to see the new keeper, is it Petrovic coming in as well?
No, look, because Sanchez is just new and he's just come in. I think it's too early to rotate and, bring in a keeper that we've never seen play before in this Chelsea side. Let Sanchez build on his confidence. moments. I did blame him in the first half, but now looking back, there wasn't enough movement from the rest of our players for him to actually have options to distribute the ball across the pitch. And yeah, at times he kicked it out when he could have potentially found a player there and it was a bit slow. But yeah, I mean, I have been harsh on him. I praised him for the saves because, yeah, credit was deserved. He definitely kept us in those games where it was a 0-0, it was a 1-0 defeat, but still could have been a lot more. Aston Villa could have punished us a lot more. So I definitely think it's a case of growing into the game and getting to know the players as well. At the end of the day, it's a whole new squad and it's a keeper. Most teams now kind of play from out the back, and their keepers are that kind of one source of continuity where they've learned their patterns of play and they know, where to distribute to and how. Sanchez isn't quite familiar with that, so I'm going to give him time. Not going to judge him too quickly. I am a little bit, skeptical, but yeah, you've got a whole season to prove me wrong, Sanchez, so fair enough.
Do you think he's an upgrade on Kepa?
You're going to clip this, aren't you? I do have a video where I said that I don't think Sanchez is better than Kepa, and like I said, challenge is on Sanchez. Prove me wrong, because I thought Kepa last season, yes, he got a lot of criticism, but he also kept us in those games a lot of the times. Your Aston Villas and even your Brightons when we played them and lost, I think it was 2-1 last at home. I think Kepa did a brilliant job in saving us. Yeah, in open play, he's not the best saver. On a bad day, he can let us down, and his distribution as well, questionable. But it's too early to say. But like I said, I'm open to see what Sanchez can do for Chelsea. Let him be number one. Don't experiment too much with your keeper right now. We're not in a position to do that. But yeah, when Petrovic's time comes, he can obviously rise to that occasion.
Fair enough. And obviously Gallagher was dropped today. Would you like to see the same against Fulham?
Do you know what's mad? I said this to Charlie. I was like, I can't believe Gallagher's now one of them players that comes on to kill a game. He used to be brought on in these cup games where, we'd play the smaller so-called teams and he'd come on to get some minutes, and now he reps the captain armband. He's coming on as one of our senior players, and it's crazy. I mean, he's deserved it. Obviously, Poch has been starting him every single game, hasn't he? This is the first game, I believe, that he's dropped him from the lineup, and because he's resting him or whatever. But what was the question you asked me? I just forgot where I was going with that. Something about resting Gallagher.
Oh, do you think it was the right decision to bench him, and would you do the same thing against Fulham?
I mean, potentially, because it gave some other players an opportunity to play as well, like your Ugochukwus as well. I think Gallagher has definitely done well, where we have relied on him. He's also, though, yet to prove that he's a reliable player. I'm not going to go off the count of 4 or 5 games at the start of this season. Gallagher continue on doing it. I still think that Gallagher's quite raw and he can be a little bit unreliable. Yes, he's done well, but equally still not enough quality technically there for me to say, yeah, there is a player in Gallagher that is a regular starter. Yes, absolutely, he's been great. I know a lot of people wanted us to sell him in summer, but he is proving his place, so fair enough. Let him grind, no issues there. And yeah, clearly he's resting him because he is becoming a lot more comfortable starting in our Premier League games. Definitely is starting against Fulham on Monday. But yeah, no issues there. There's no reason for me to criticise Gallagher right now.
So we've just literally drawn Blackburn at home.
Oh really?
For the next round. So that's a pretty good draw. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm in no position as a champion.
I mean, I hope it's not as tight as Wimbledon, because that was tense.
That was poor. Exactly. That's why, not disrespecting any opposition from now on, looking at it, saying it's an easy game. Okay, yeah, I'm getting carried away with this win tonight, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to be realistic and say, yeah, let's have a game. We're going to go in, obviously, with some more confidence. We've just knocked out a serious opponent in this cup. Brighton are third in the Prem. Doesn't matter. Regardless, gave them a game, won the game. So yeah, at least we can now look to opposition a little bit more serious and not be the joke of a Chelsea. Everyone's looking down on us right now.
No longer banter FC, or have we got to win a few more games?
Let's win a few more. Let's win some games in the Prem. Let's say that. Absolutely great, because I said I want us to get far in a domestic cup this year. I think similarly to what Eric Ten Hag did at Man United last season, coming in as a new manager and obviously winning Man United the Carabao Cup, I think Pochettino winning a domestic cup is going to be a big deal, because how many finals have we lost at Wembley? It's going to be a big deal. I know I'm getting carried away. Going to Wembley is obviously a long road away, but still getting far in the competition is always a good step. And if we are going to struggle in the Premier League, winning a domestic cup is always going to be good for building and for obviously building on that for next season. Yeah. Oh, this is going.